Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do the viral style, the BOHAWK, which is essentially a braided mohawk with boho braids. This style may seem overwhelming, but I was able to complete it in just 5 hours with the help of today's sponsors, YGWigs. They sent me over a very special product to help me speed up the process. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, make sure you stay tuned. Let's talk about another game changer in the braiding world. Y'all know boho braids can be a tedious task, but YGWigs now offers pre-divided boho human braiding hair. Each pack comes with 100 grams split into 50 grams, and each of those 50 grams are split perfectly into 160 even strands, making it incredibly easy to get started. No more measuring, no more guesswork, just grab a strand and go. This means you save time, energy, and effort, especially when working on intricate styles like boho braids and knotless braids. Unlike traditional bulk hair, YGWigs pre-divided hair eliminates the need for prep. With the strands already sectioned, you can focus on creating instead of prepping without the extra hassle. It's perfect for both beginners and professionals alike. So even if you're working on a client or working on yourself, this will make the process so much easier for you. Another added benefit is this hair is double drawn, meaning there are no short hairs, just full thick strands from root to tip, making the install more seamless and giving your braids a more polished look because there is very minimal shedding. Whether you're going for the boho braids, boho locks, or a more classic style, this hair is versatile enough to handle anything. Y'all know prepping hair like this can eat your time up, so its time-saving design lets you skip all that prep work and dive straight into creating the look. For today's look, I just used one pack of 42-inch braiding hair, and instead of using another rack to prep the boho hair, I just wrapped it in a towel so that I can just grab it and pull it. This method has been working perfectly, whether I've been working on a client or myself. Now let's go ahead and get started. It is already 12 o'clock and this is our new model, Miss Michelle, just as cute as she want to be with all that hair. I went ahead and sectioned off her hair for the mohawk. This is what you should have. Just make sure it's even on both sides. How much you section off is entirely up to you. I just made sure I had enough width for at least 2 boxes on each side. Starting off with the first braid, I've already inserted 3 pieces of braiding hair and braided down. For the back, you don't have to add too much hair to the root because you don't want it to get too tangled in the nape area. So we're gonna just load up this braid with as much boho hair as possible since we don't have as much room to work with. In the back, I added about 6 pieces, 4 throughout the braid and 2 at the ends. I'm going to show you 2 ways to seal them without any glue or heat. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that the tighter you're able to braid the boho hair in, the better. Just simply because the hair is on the silkier side, it's not as textured as the braiding hair. So the tighter you can get it, the better. If you're a loose braider, that's fine. You just may need to insert more length of the hair into the braid so that you don't have anything pulling or slipping out when you go to brush it. To close off the ends, I'm just going to add in 2 pieces of boho hair, and I'm going to make sure that I leave at least 1 piece of braiding hair loose, and then I'm just going to continue braiding. But I'm not going to worry about the short pieces sticking out. I'm just going to continue braiding until the end of that braiding hair. Once I've gotten to the end of that braiding hair, I'm going to grab the smallest of smallest pieces of the boho hair and I'm going to tie it around the end about 6 or 7 times. If you use the boho hair, you will not have any issues with the knot coming loose. Because it doesn't have any coating or oil or anything on it, the hair just stays in place. And if you dip the hair, it will definitely stay in place because the braiding hair will lock on it. And here's what my first braid looks like. I've got 2 pieces at the end and about 4 or 5 pieces throughout the length of the braid. As I move up the head, I'm going to be adding in a whole lot more hair. And remember those short pieces I said I wasn't going to worry about? All I'm going to do is just snip them right on off. Again, if you dip the hair, the braiding hair will lock in on that and you won't have to worry about any of that shedding out. I'm a bit more confident in my skills and we don't have a lot of time to dry the hair, so for the purposes of this video I did not dip it, but please know that you do have that option to dip the hair. You won't have to worry about the hair reverting or going straight on you because this is 100% human hair. As I said before, I moved closer to the top. I add more of the boho hair, especially at the roots. So here's a shot of me adding one piece on one side and another piece on the other side before I even start the braid off. Once I've got the braid locked in, I still add in my 3 pieces of braiding hair and just continue braiding as usual. Now here is the second way I sealed the ends. Well, kind of didn't seal the ends. I just added in the 2 pieces of braiding hair and I just continue braiding all the way down until I have no braiding hair left. If you can braid like this will save you a lot of time as well, because then you don't have to stop and doing any knots or any glue or anything like that. As long as you have that 1 piece of braiding hair to continue the braid all the way through, you shouldn't have any issues with it coming undone, especially if you plan on dipping the hair as well. Here's another shot of me adding in the boho hair at the roots. People always ask me for better close-up shots, but let me tell you, it is one of the most challenging things you can do, especially as a braider, because you have to be able to see what your hands are doing and also have the camera in that viewpoint as well. So trust me, y'all know this has always been a work in progress for me. I'm gonna get it right one day. Even the over the head shots look really weird, but hopefully you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. When I reached the forehead area, instead of doing individuals, I decided to do cornrows so that when she pulled the hair back, it looked like it was all seamless cornrows going back, and then she didn't have 2 bulky little braids in the front. But again, that is definitely optional. It's totally up to you or the client how they want it to appear. So I finished the middle portion of the head. This part took me exactly 2 hours. If the boho hair wasn't pre-sectioned, it definitely would have taken me longer. I probably would have had to prep more hair. So having it pre-sectioned worked out wonderfully. For the one side that I started on, I just freestyled it. I did not know what I was going to do. I just kind of went with the curves of her head. This was honestly my favorite part because it's very rare that we braiders these days get an opportunity to be creative and freestyle a design, because everybody wants things a certain way. So I really enjoyed this part, and this side took me the longest because it took me a while to map out what I wanted to do. So when I got to the other side, it didn't take me as long because all I did was have to match it to the other side. So this side I think took me like an hour and a half. The other side took me an hour. For each of the cornrows, I still only added in 3 pieces of braiding hair. So I didn't even add it in until closer to the end of the braid. And then as soon as I got to the end of the braid, I started adding in more boho pieces. So I mentioned earlier that I only prepped 1 pack of braiding hair. I think I only used like 1.5 bundles of the braiding hair. So you don't even need a whole lot of braiding hair for this style. The pre-section boho hair is also very soft on the ends. I don't know what they use to seal it, but if you wanted to do this look with no braiding hair at all, by all means, I'd say go for it. You would have no issues with that. I would just say you just need enough hair on your foundation to hold it. Or you can opt for antibacterial or anti-itch braiding hair. For more info on all the tools and the products featured in today's video, you can always check the description box below. YGWigs is actually having a really good Black Friday Cyber Monday deal this week, so make sure you check that out, along with the discount code that I'll leave for you in the description box below. So yeah, once I finished that right side, the left side was a piece of cake. What I did was I did half of it all the way down, but when I got to the top, I did not finish the length of the braid because I wanted to go ahead and lay her edges down and mousse up her foundation and allow that time to dry while I braid the ends down. If you caught my last video on how to braid faster, this was one of my master tips on multitasking. It's key to helping you reduce your chair times. And here is the final look. I love, love, love how this came out. I love me a good mohawk because you can just easily put it up and still make it look so elegant, but edgy at the same time. The pre-divided boho hair is super lightweight and super soft. Special thanks to YGWigs for sponsoring today's video. As always, if you learned something, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and tell a friend. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out for more videos just like this. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!